Hey guys, it's Steve here from A470RC Soaring, and we're back with the Deep Purple. Not Deep Purple, Deep Urple. Yeah, it's not Led Zeppelin, okay? So anyway, I've made a start. I've built the wings. So as you can see, lovely wings, got a pair of them. So it's the left and the right, okay? So, and then just got the wing tips. These have got to be shaped, and then they will fit on like so. Okay, so those were done. Those were really easy to do, actually. You've got a plan, sort of a plan. It's not like a proper plan as you would think of as a plan. It's more just of a guide. And these went together, took me probably about an hour. Probably plus and that probably included the sanding actually, because I've sanded these all down now. These are absolutely ready for covering. So they were really simple to do, okay? Everything fitted together absolutely perfectly. Even when you put the ribs into the leading and trailing edges, and that's all glued, you then put the carbon rods in, the two of them, and the holes just lined up absolutely perfectly. Very easy. So yes, so that's all done. Now I've got to the fuselage and I'm confused. Now remember, I told you in the last video that the instructions were all in German, and yes they are. So I'm having to translate them. Got a nice app on my phone, Google Translate. Okay, so I've got to the fuselage and it says, okay, separate the milled parts 30 to 54 from the boards and place them on the building board, ready to hand for the construction of the fuselage. Add parts 30 and 31 and glue them together so that two complete side parts are created. However, I cannot for the life of me find part number 31. Okay, so these two bits, these ply bits, these are the fuselage sides. Okay, get that? That shouldn't be a problem. Then there's some ply here, which I'm assuming is going to be the bottom. And then there are four pieces like that and that, which I take it is going to be top decking. Where's part 31? I haven't got the foggiest. So I think I'm going to end up sort of making this up as I go along a bit. Okay, I mean, it shows me on the plan laid out where all the formers go and such like, so that shouldn't be too difficult. But I just can't, it's just bugging me. I mean, it shows part 31 and it looks like it's pointing to a bit in the middle, which I would say is like the bottom. Probably that. But that's part number 48. And I cannot find part 31 anywhere. And I've taken everything now out of, these are all from the laser cut sheets. Everything has come off there now. And there just isn't anything left. So I really don't get it. So I think there's going to be a bit of guesswork going on here. So that's where we are. It can't be that difficult, I don't think. So I'm just going to have to use a bit of common sense and go to see what happens. Okay, so let's crack on. Okay, so last night I left you with a bit of a translation problem on the instructions, but I think I'm getting there now. So what I've done is, it took me a little while to sort of work it out, but I've taken the two fuselage sides and I just loosely fitted the formers, because you don't lay this out on a plan like you would an ordinary model kit. It goes together a bit like a jigsaw and a bit like the Micro Bird of Time did. Actually, the Micro Bird of Time was a lot easier because the instructions were far clearer. Okay, them being in English helped, you know. But there were lots of photographs, and the photographs really helped. Anyway, so I used rubber bands to hold it together. Once I'd positioned the formers. I haven't glued all these in. This one isn't glued in yet. Neither is this one, because but I will probably be doing that this evening. Also this evening, I need to put together the servo mounts. Now, the servo mounts come as 4 pieces. Let me sort of put this on my hand and try and bring it up to the camera. Okay, so it comes as a sort of 4 pieces like that, as you can see. But the plan on the drawing isn't particularly clear, and this thing could really do with some photographs to show you how to put it together. You know, so I'm going to have to fiddle around tonight to see if I can work out how it actually goes together. The instructions don't really say. It just says to take parts 38, 39 and 40, you know, and to make up as the servo mount. But we'll give that a go this evening, and hopefully it'll be okay. So from there, once I've done that bit, there's this bit here. I've got to cut these, but these are just a bit of reinforcement to go right around the edge. There's a cutout in the formers for these. They go right around the edge on the top and the bottom, and then I have to glue those on. So hopefully I'll get that done this evening as well. And then once I've done that, I will have to read the instructions again to see what comes next. I was having a look to see about the piece. There's a piece that fits onto here, so the motor is going to fit on there, and I got to work out now. I know these bits, I think, well, they're going to have to be cut, that's obviously, but I think these bits are going to make up the front part, or the rear part, should I say. I keep wanting to say the front because of the motor being there. I've never had a pusher before. Some other bits have also arrived. So I've had, because I've got the spinner, a little spinner here with the propeller mount, and I've got a little 7-inch by 4-inch folding prop to go on there, and I've got, it's a 12 amp, I think, 12 amp ESC. Now the motor that's recommended for this was the Hacker A107L, and if I bought that with the kit, the motor would have cost me about €40. So I went on to for the 4Max website to have a look, and they had an equivalent. And so that's what I bought. I bought the equivalent motor. And that's the equivalent motor. It's a tiny little thing. Really? It is. But there we go. So, and that was £14. Compared to €40, I know which one I'd have. You know, so I'm sure that will work just fine. Right, okay. I'm going to crack on with this. I'll see you again soon. Okay, guys, so I've worked it out, and this is how the servos fit. I don't know if I can get it slightly better. You can see the servos in there. But yeah, it was a bit of a fiddle, but got them in there. They're not going to stay in there permanently now. I'm going to take them out and I'll put them back in afterwards. But right, okay, so I've done that bit, so I can now move on. Okay, guys, so done a bit more work here. Reinforced the fuselage sides. There were some lengths of strip wood like that. Okay, and they've run along the top and bottom on each side to strengthen it. And I've also added bottom planking here as well. So before I do any more with this bit, I'm going to rub all this down. The next bit, I think, as well on that is to fit the top. It's ply, these ply pieces, and they're going to fit on the top here. But I need to read the instructions because glancing through them, I noticed there was something about creating a hatch, and obviously I'm going to need a hatch to be able to get inside, you know, to have access to the electronics. So that's coming along nicely. I'll get a bit of sanding done on this as well. Get it sanded to shape. I just thought I'd go through a bit more detail on the wing with you. So with the wing, as I say, you're not building this on a plan. It's laid out on there is a drawing as such, but it's not a plan. You don't actually build it or have to build it on the plan. You're not pinning it down there. The leading edge and the trailing edge come in two parts, and they fit together almost like a jigsaw. And you just glue those together, and then all the ribs are numbered, and you've got the numbers on the drawings on here. The first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the first 5 ribs from the root are all in ply, and then the rest are balsa. And each rib has a cutout ready for it to fit straight into the leading edge and then onto the trailing edge. And it just works. It just fits. It just goes together like a jigsaw puzzle. That's why it only took about an hour. And then you fitted the carbon rods, as I think I explained before. There's a brass tube here, and then into that brass tube there's a magnet. So you've got 2 magnets, one attached to the other, and you put a little drop of super glue on one, which fits inside the brass tube, and then the slightly larger disc-shaped magnet then stops it from going any further. And that is going to fit onto the fuselage like that, and it's going to pivot. So the servo's in here, and it's held on by magnet. So with that magnet. So yeah, that's really, really good. So anyway, come back next time, and no doubt we'll have a bit more going on. We've got a bank holiday weekend coming up this weekend. Yeah! And the weather is looking dry. Yeah! Friday at the moment is looking cloudy. Saturday is looking cloudy. Sunday and Monday are looking like sunny periods. It's going to be a bit warmer. The wind is going to be very light and variable. So there's probably not going to be an awful lot of slope soaring going on. But what I thought I would do, if the weather forecast stays as it is I will go to a local hill about a 30-minute drive away from here called Mayo, just north of Cardiff, and which is where I do an awful lot of my flying. It's got a nice southwesterly slope, and it's a lovely slope to fly, but it's got a really flat top, and you'll have seen it in my previous videos, that nice flat top, and it's all been cut back. The farmer's been along there and he's cut it all back, and it's as long as it's still like that, because we've had a lot of rain, so the vegetation might have grown a bit. But I thought I would go up there and do a bit of flying this weekend. Maybe try that Bird of Time on the high start. That would be interesting. And I want to fly the Streamline 350 again. So I'm going to take that 6S battery pack out of that. And I've got a 4S 5000 milliamp, which is what I originally flew it on. I'm going to try that. I've got 2 different propellers to try with that, so I'm going to try that because the 6S, although it is meant for 6S, even in the most rearmost position, it still nose heavy, and I don't want to start adding tail weight. I mean, the thing weighs about 3.5 kilos as it is, so we're going to have a fiddle around with that. So anyway, guys, that is the end of part 2 of the Deep Purple. Apparently Erpel is German for duck, and I guess that makes sense in a way, because being a canard, and in France a canard is a duck. Yeah, they reckon it looks a bit like a duck, I guess, with the canard on it. So yeah, that's what it's all about. So anyway, yes, if you've enjoyed this video, you've got to come back, watch part 3, and most of the building in part 3 should be done, I guess. Yeah, well, we will see. Even I don't know what's going to happen. So come back and see where we get to. Please hit the thumbs up to like this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so now. And I will see you next time. Until then, happy flying.